Salawam Akim. All praise and glory goes to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Ha Rakar Kadas. Double honors to the apostles of GMS who ruled well and taught me the truth. And peace and salutation to Akim across the four corners of the globe, preaching his gospel in truth and sincerity. 2nd Ezra 7 and 43. But the day of doom shall be the end of this time, and the beginning of the immortality for to come, wherein corruption is past. All right? And the day of doom is when these ICBM missiles get shot off, man. All right, which is quickly approaching. We still got the MOT to the B to go through and Jacob trouble, but you can see that these nations, they riled up. They ready to go to war. All right, Russia, China, Iran, Iraq, Israel, they ready to go to war, man. And it's only gonna intensify and get more serious until they actually, shoot those missiles off. 2nd Ezra 16 and verse 3. A sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back? A fire is sent among you, and who may quench it? Plagues are sent unto you, and what is he that may drive them away? In other words, when these intercontinental ballistic missiles are shot off, ain't nobody going to be able to stop them. All right? May any man drive away an hungry lion in the woods? Or may anyone quench the fire in stubble when it had began to burn? No. May one turn again the arrow that is shot of a strong archer? The mighty Lord sendeth the plagues, and who is he that can drive them away? In other words, you're not going to be able to stop these nuclear missiles, man. You're not going to be able to offset the prophecy. You know? What the Lord is saying is that, hey, these nuclear missiles will happen. It will destroy America and Israel, and it will hit various parts around the world. Verse 9, a fire shall go forth from his wrath, and who is he that may quench it? Nobody's going to be able to quench it. Nobody can stop the Heavenly Father in his will. He shall cast lightning, and who shall not fear? He shall thunder, and who shall not be afraid? The Lord shall threaten, and who shall not be utterly beaten to powder at his presence? You see? Ain't no way you're gonna stop this. You can't stop it. The earth quaketh, and the foundation thereof, the sea ariseth up with waves from the deep, and the waves of it are troubled, and the fishes thereof also before the Lord, and before the glory of his power. For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow, his arrow that he shooted are sharp and shall not miss. See, when those nuclear missiles get shot off, they're not going to hit each other. They're not going to they're not going to misfunction. They're not going to do none of that. They're going to hit their targets. Okay? And your defense systems aren't going to be able to stop supersonic missiles, man. And shall not miss when they began to be shot into the ends of the world. All right, because they're going to be shot from one end of the world to another, man. They're going to get shot from one end of the world to another. Okay? And this is the righteous indignation of the Lord. Verse 14, behold, the plagues are sent and shall not return again until they come upon the earth. The fire is kindled and shall not be put out till it consume the foundation of the earth. Yeah, these nuclear missiles are going to consume America. Going to consume Israel. Verse 16, like as an arrow which is shot of the mighty archer returneth not backwards, even so the plagues that shall be sent upon the earth shall not return again. See? So it's going to be a horrible time, the day of the Lord, the day of doom. All right? War is me, who will deliver me in those days? That's what Ezra said, because it was that horrific. It was a horrific time, not like none ever seen before on this planet. Verse 18, the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear. See, because the elites are going to lose. They're going to lose control after a while. It's going to get that bad. So they're going to be in fear, but they're going to be comfortable in their deep underground bunkers. The beginning of evils goes into bad times. What shall I do when these evils shall come? And you should be doing what the men of the Lord, the helpful men of the Lord are doing, man. Serving the Lord, man, with fearfulness and trembling. Okay? Trying to get better each day and abide by the law, statutes, and commandment. So charity, pray, fast, all right? Hit the highways and byways, put up epistles. Verse 19, behold, famine and plagues, tribulation. Famine goes in not having food. Plagues go into all kind of situations. Okay? The ICBM missile is a plague. You're going to have disease out here. Tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for commandment. So these different situations and scenarios are set to get you to turn back to the Lord, all right, and repent. Verse 20, but for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. So they're not, no matter what you do to them and how bad you punish them, they're not going to return back to the Lord, man. 2/3 of Israel are not. Verse 21, behold, victuals shall be so cheap upon earth that they shall think themselves to be in a good case. And that time is past. Everything is high now. The dollar store, I just did a video on the dollar store, and they're losing revenue. People can't afford to buy food from the dollar store now. And even then shall evil grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. And that sword is here. That famine is near. And great confusion is happening right now, man. And these are the evils. Verse 22. For many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine. See, a lot of people are going to die for lack of food. And the others that escape hunger shall the sword destroy. So if you get away from the famine, all right, survive that, then somebody going to kill you. Or some animal going to kill you. Something's going to kill you. And that's going to be the Lord doing that. All right? He put that out. He sent that hit. Verse 23, and the dead shall be cast out as dung. So you're going to have dead bodies all over the ground, and there shall be no man to comfort them. Nobody's going to comfort these people. Everybody's going to be in survival mode and survival of the fittest. And you women going to catch hell the most. Women and children and older folks. For the earth shall be wasted, and the cities shall be cast down. See, the cities are going to be broken down, man. All right. Everything's going to be destroyed in Babylon. There shall be no man left to till the earth and to sow it. So nobody's going to be here to plant vegetables and plant gardens and then to sow it, reap it, and maintain it until it fully flourishes. Nobody's going to be here to do that. All right. The trees shall give fruit, and who shall gather them? The grapes shall ripen, and who shall tread them? For all places shall be desolate of men. That's how many people going to die, man. You're going to have billions of people dying. All right? There's 8 billion people on the planet, man. So it's going to be a lot of that. Verse 27. So that one man shall desire to see another and to hear his voice, like an I Am Legend. You're going to be longing to hear a person's voice. If you antisocial now and standoffish now, in that day, you're gonna want to know. You're gonna want to see somebody, talk to somebody, because guess what? There ain't gonna be that many people out. Verse 28, for of the city there shall be left 10 left. They shall be 10 left, and 2 of the field. Now imagine in a city like New Orleans, and they got a big population, but there's only 10 people left. What happened to all of the rest of them? They died. Kaboo. They out of here. All right? Which shall hide themselves in the thick groves and in the cliffs of the rocks. Verse 29. And in the orchard of the olives upon every tree there are left 3 or 4 olives. Or as when the vineyard is gathered, there are left some clusters of them that diligently seek through the vineyard. Even so, in those days there shall be 3 or 4 left by them that search their houses with the sword. And you always see this on The Walking Dead, all these apocalypse movies. They have to go in other people's houses and other people's stores and get the food, looking for something to salvage, looking for medical supplies. And the earth shall be laid waste, and the field thereof shall waste old, and her ways and all her paths shall grow full of thorns, because no man shall travel there. So, when you ain't traveling on the road, thorns and grass start growing out of the ground. So you're going to have a lot of that because nobody's going to be traveling on these roads. Everybody's going to be in hiding or, at one of these camps. It ain't going to be that many people. Excuse me. Verse 33. The virgin shall mourn having no bridegroom. The woman shall mourn having no husband. Their daughters shall mourn having no helpers. All right, so you women ain't going to have your husbands. The ones who do have husbands. All right, they're going to die in these wars. The ladies ain't going to have no helpers. They're going to be dead. Either going to die in the war or die in the streets in Babylon. Verse 34, in the war shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine. See, they ain't going to have no food. So if they ain't dying in the war or dying on these streets, they're going to die from a famine. Hear now these things and understand them, ye servants of the Lord. All right? You should be listening and understanding this, man, because it's simple. All right, verse 36. Behold, the word of the Lord, receive it. Believe not the gods of whom the Lord spake. Behold, the plague draweth nigh, and are not slack. As when a woman with child in the 9th month bringeth forth her son, with 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compassed her womb, which pains, when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment. And when your woman's having contractions, she ready to give that baby out of her, man. She's having extreme pain if she ain't take that shot. Verse 39. Even so shall not the plague be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it on every side. See? So you're not going to be able to stop these missiles, man. You're not going to be able to stop World War III. You're not going to be able to stop famine. You're not going to be able to stop pestilence. You're not going to be able to stop these plagues, man. All right? They coming and taking over all of the world, not just Babylon. This is worldwide. Verse 40. O my people, hear my word. Make you ready to the battle. See? That's what we're doing now. We're preparing ourselves for the battle. We're rehearsing the righteous acts, man. We're walking and playing that role. All right. All right. In hopes to be the elect, man. We're walking in that stead, in that position. And in those evil, and in those evils, be even as pilgrims upon the earth. Yeah, because we're going to be moving around. We're not going to be staying in one place. We're going to be moving around, man. He that selleth, let him be as he that fleeth away, and he that buyeth as one that will lose. See, because you ain't gonna be able to take nothing with you in Babylon, man. This shit is gonna collapse. The money's gonna collapse. He that occupied merchandise as he that had no profit by it, and he that builded as he that shall not dwell therein. All right, you're gonna have so much chaos going on, man. You're not gonna be worried about money. All right, and where you stay, man, and you don't know who, man. None of that's gonna matter in that day, man. People are gonna be moving around, man, hiding. All right, he that soweth, and as if he should not reap, so also he that planted the vineyard, as he that shall not gather the grapes. Why? Because you ain't gonna be able to do none of this shit when all hell breaks loose. They that marry as they that shall get no children, and they that marry not as the widows. And therefore they that labor in vain. So all you people that's working for to make yourself to make a life in Babylon, hey man, this stuff is about to get destroyed by missiles. You tripping. For strangers shall reap their fruit and spoil their goods, overthrow their houses, and take their children captive. See? People gonna be breaking in the house, raping the kids, raping the mom, raping the father. All right, taking their food, taking their fruits, taking their medicine. All right, using them for booty, sperl. All right, overthrow the houses and take their children captive. For in captivity and famine shall they get children. You see?